And also we can say the cloud computing, we can, this refers as just manipulating, configuring, accessing the applications online. And also it data storage infrastructure and applications. So these are things of cloud computing fundamentals what we have. So all we need a single piece of connection, that is known as internet connection. You need to connect, plug into your system, and then everything is taken care by cloud vendor. So the cloud computing also gives a freedom of platform dependency issues. What is meant by these platform dependency issues? If you see the platform dependency issues, what is meant by this cloud computing platform dependency issues? The first things I can see that here the user no need to install a software so the user no need to install single piece of software in the system. For example, suppose I have a Gmail cloud mail server. I have Gmail cloud mail server, and the Gmail cloud mail server is something I can say they are resolving my platform dependency issue. I will show one demonstration too. For example, when I go for Gmail cloud server, here I can able to see that there are a different set of things. One is incoming outgoing data. So here incoming data is something that I can say POP server, and outgoing data I can say this is SMTP server, or I can also say the Imap server. Okay, so here suppose I have my account in my gmail.com. Here I'm going to have an account here, so I'm just logging to the account. Okay, here my account is open, and as I told, the platform dependency issues has been solved by cloud. How the platform dependency issues has been solved by cloud? For example, I have a one software called something called I have set up WPA software. Okay, so let me uh, install it. So suppose, for example, this software is installed inside my system. This means this software is not running in cloud. So this software is, that is installed inside my system, and I'm going to show you. Suppose I have created three files inside my system, and that is I can able to open those files without any support of the cloud vendor. I can use any applications I can personally I can install inside my system, and I can able to access those applications that is stored inside my local hard disk. Suppose if I'm uploading those files, what are the files I stored via a WPS office. So I'm uploading those files to cloud. This means the cloud vendor automatically recognize those things, even though the software that is not installed inside my system. For example, so I just am installing this one. After install this one, I'm going to create few files. After creating few files, I'm going to uninstall this application, and then I'm going to upload those files to my mail server, cloud mail server. So after that, you can see that my cloud mail server automatically recognize those files belonging to which applications or which platform. Let him install. So that's why I told this cloud computing is the one which is quite a very there are a lot of things the stuff is going on here. The first one is because the what we are talking now is a general talking about cloud. Actually, then we are going to talk about Amazon Web Services. Okay, there are two types of models in cloud. What is we have to understand? One is deployment models, one is service models. So deployment models and service models. In deployment models, we have four types of things. We have public cloud, and then hybrid cloud, and then community cloud. So these are the clouds, the types of modes in cloud: public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid and community cloud. If we talk about public cloud, actually we need to understand these cloud services, because Amazon Web Service is something running in public cloud, and we can access those resources in our private cloud. So we can make AWS services resource to make private, and basically AWS is running in public. Actually, the public cloud, all we can say that it just allows systems and services to be easy accessible through general public. But the public cloud is generally it is less secure because it is openness. Okay, so for example, sending mail, and that mail can be hacked by anyone. Okay, so here the applications what I'm talking is open here. For example, let me create any document. For example, here. Okay, so I'm just typing something here. Okay, so we're going to save it here. Okay. Okay, so this file is saved here. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to uninstall this application from my system. I want to control from features. So here I have WPS Office. I'm just installing. Okay. Okay. Now you can see this file is something called unknown file. Okay, so now this file is something opening in my WordPad. So this is not related to any software except the operating system software. So here, when uploading those files in my mail server, so there is no need of to install a single piece of software for my mail server or mail cloud server to recognize it. So I'm going to type my name and okay, so let me upload it here. Okay, here we can see this is automatically recognized as a specific software. So see, this is extension. He recognized that is from the OS extension. So this cloud has been recognized the software because it is software is already deployed inside that my mail cloud server. So he himself you can upload any type of applications related to database, related to a video, related to something, any type of extensions application you can upload to cloud, and then he will recognize those applications instantly, even those softwares is not available inside your system. So I have told, so now for this email cloud server, I have not installed a single piece of software to recognize my software or recognize my system or recognize my anything. All I have connected my internet connection inside my system, and rest of the things she's take care for me. This is how I told. This resolves the platform dependency issues inside my cloud server, inside my network. So my platform dependency issues is the one of the biggest advantage what we have in cloud computing, because platform dependency issues is giving number of advantages. First advantage is no need to have a single piece of software installed by yourself, then no need to have a administration overhead, and it is simplify management things. Anywhere you are, you can your cloud server will recognize your applications, and within a single click you just open the application with recognized software. So everything is fully deployed and is customizable in cloud. So that's why. So all we need is a single piece of connections of internet and we can go global in minutes. Okay, so here I'm talking about public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud and community cloud. Hope you understand the basic demonstration what I showed here. And few things we need to understand about the protocols too, because these are some protocols what we have, hub server, Imap server, and let me talk about these protocols. Actually, see, actually this hub server, because actually this is a mail cloud server. So here I can see this is a post office protocol we have, and we have IMAP and SMTP. This is something we need to understand that. These protocols, for a basic example, so what is this protocol is all about? Because this, as I told, for this server, we can say this for cloud mail incoming server is he will maintain post office protocol, and also incoming mail server also maintained by IMAP, and then outgoing mail server is maintained by SMTP's protocol. For example, how to understand the availability of these protocols. In my example, I will show you a few things here. If you talk about this pop server, this is the one concept. So you can see user can download the data from server and keep stored in the hard disk. And now this one, user can see and use the files over the internet, over the cloud internet. So we need to we don't need to download any options here in IMAP. So for that you should have 24 baud internet connections inside your system. So that's IMAP. Sorry. So this POP server, you can download anything and you can keep stored in your local hard disk. If you don't have interconnection too, you can access those files when you are in offline. So IMAP is not something user has to see. User run file over the internet. Okay, so you can see you can download it up from cloud, keep the store hard disk, and you can see the IMAP. You can see you can use the file over the internet. No need to download. You can see, for example, I am in my mail server. You can see here. Um, okay, here one example. I have one ebook here. You can click on this book. You can see without downloading, I can able to read the content of that ebook. This means this is something called IMAP server. Because this IMAP server, what is doing is not allowing to me to download, but even though I can go through the documents details clearly without downloading. So for this, I need to have my internet connection connected all the time. So that is why this problem what we have in IMAP. But in the case of pop server, so I can go here, I can able to download the file from that cloud mail server. When I click on that, you can see here, I can able to download the file from my cloud mail server. So and anytime I can able to use it locally, even if I'm offline, even if I'm not connected with my any internet, I can use it here. So this is the quite difference with IMAP and this pop server. Because the mail servers, most probably we are going to understand about these protocols, pop and mail server and those things. And this mail server we can deploy without internet connection, with the internet connection. So now this is with internet connections, the mail server is already up and running. For my local LAN network, the mail server has to be has to be configured by myself. So this is how this you can see. I can able to switch. I can just sign out, and even though I can able to access my files from that location, that is stored a local copy inside my hard disk. So you can see here, I can go to my downloads. I can see this file, but unfortunately I don't have any software because I have already uninstalled the software inside my system, so I need to install it again to open it. Because once I upload it to cloud, I no need to have any software by my side. When I downloaded those things from cloud, I need to install the software myself, because there is no proprietary license for any cloud vendor will give any proprietary license for your local hardware or local disk that we are maintaining in our home, or maybe in office, maybe in enterprise network. So the thing is, personal systems. According to the cloud, every system is a personal system. So they don't have they don't take any proprietary for those systems. So that is why when I downloaded this file from my cloud server, he's stopped recognizing it, and my system responsibility is to recognize it. So I need to install a extra software, and we need to open those files. So this is how the pop server is all about. That's running in mail cloud server. So that's fine. So we are discussed. Think you have understand those things about the basic things I discussed. So these are some different types of cloud what we have in the network. So private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, and community cloud. We need to understand each of these cloud services, what they're providing us, and we need to understand this Amazon Web Services has been drafted into the different levels of cloud. So one is public cloud. So obviously Amazon Web Services is a public cloud, because public cloud is less secure. That's why because all the time I cannot depend on a public network, because public network is openness. Anyone can join, anyone can communicate, may have malicious viruses, or may have any type of hacking problems, man-in-the-middle attacks, relay attacks, anti-replay attacks, and etc. So that is, but the thing is, public cloud is we can access anywhere, anytime. So that's the public cloud. Actually, the private cloud is nothing but it just allows systems and services to be accessible within an organization. So it offers increased security because of its private nature. So that's where the private cloud. So private cloud is nothing but we can access our services within organization. Suppose I'm working an employee in a private office. So maybe in some country. So suppose I'm working for them. So they have configured a cloud. They have deployed a cloud inside those systems. So that is a private cloud. So private cloud means that is accessible with the organization, not out of those organizations I can access. But what compared to public cloud, what private cloud is giving security because of its private in nature. But public cloud is more openness. So public cloud less secure, but private cloud is more secure. So public cloud, as I told, and less security. And it's and come for private cloud. So this type of cloud is more secure. Accessible within office. It have more security. And next, the hybrid cloud. Actually, the hybrid cloud, you can see this types of cloud is a very complicated one. It is a mix of public and private cloud. So this hybrid cloud is something that's a mix of. However, some critical activities are performed using private cloud, while non-critical activities may be performing using public cloud. So the mixture of those clouds is called hybrid cloud. Next is community cloud, and community cloud is nothing but it just allows system and services to access a group of organizations. Actually, community cloud, it is accessible so that is community cloud, and it is accessible by group of organizations in a specific location. So this is the cloud models is about. So next one is the next segment. What we are going to understand is a service model. So the service models consist of three things. Very important top concepts is this, because service models are the reference models on which the cloud is based. So they have some three basic service model we have running in cloud. So the first one is we can say infrastructure as a service. Third one is SaaS, that is software service. So this is the three services models what we have in cloud. We need to understand these three services, because every cloud built upon these three service models. Maybe the infrastructure is concerned, maybe platform is concerned, or maybe the software is concerned. So first of all, because there are many other service models we can take as a this is also one more service model what we have, XaaS, and we can say this is something called anything as a service. So these are the four service models what we have in cloud: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service, and anything as a service. Okay, so the first one is infrastructure as a service. We need to understand the few things what we have. In infrastructure as a service, because we have to understand it's fundamentally we can say infrastructure service provides access to those physical machines, or maybe such as virtual machines and virtual storage, etc. So here we are accessing all the services, major services of the underlying services. So here we get all the virtual machines, all the virtual networks, storages, everything we can say this all comes infrastructure as a service, because it provides access to fundamental resource. Next one is platform as a service. Platform as a service is a runtime environment for applications, that is development and deployment tools. We can say platform as a service, or we can say some databases, web servers. These things comes under this one most of the time. The next one is SaaS, that is software as a service. This model will support about that allow user to use software applications as a users to end users. We can say SaaS model allows software applications as a service to end users, and I can say we have some email, games, CRM, all those things we can say we come here, some online games, and we have CRM and etc. So all those things, and anything as a service, all I can say this, all the components, all the services can integrate with him. Integrate with this model. Uh, we need to understand for this we have IPv6 protocol. We need to understand that here in order to understand the service. So that is SaaS, that is anything as a service. And these are the service models what we have in cloud. That's why these things we need to understand about those service models and deployment models. Okay, let me put charge. I'll be back in just 3 minutes. Thanks for waiting. Yeah. So we have discussed these things, service models and deployment models, and one basic demo of the mail server. That's right. So these models are really important to understand in our cloud services. If you talk about what are the benefits of the cloud computing have, so we have a lot of benefits in cloud computing because anyone's, for example, see, anyone can access their application details over the internet, and they can manipulate and configure the applications online anytime. It is not required to install, as I told, specific piece of software to access manipulate cloud application. And cloud computing offers online development and deployment tools like programming, runtime environment through PaaS, that's a platform as a services. And also the cloud resources are available over the network in the manner that provides platform independent access to any types of clients. And this also cloud computing offers on-demand services, that is on-demand self-services. This means the resources can be used without interacting with cloud service vendors. So we can able to access any of the resources without interacting. So cloud computing is highly cost effective one because when we're running our private data centers in the network, so private data centers cost us very huge amount of expensive. So when it comes to cloud computing, they connect to it's cost effective because it operates high efficiencies with greater utilization. So it just requires internet connection. So cloud computing also offers us load balancing that makes it more reliable and available those resources anytime 24/7. So these are some benefits in cloud computing, as we can say that. Some of the more benefits I'm going to discuss with you now. The first, an user can so it provides the load balancing data redundancy over the network. So in the cost of failures, it will not affect. So it will not affect the user so much. And also, we can say cloud computing is the cheap and best services for us because it gives us reliable services as well as the pay-as-you-go options. So how much you are using, you can pay for that. No need to pay any extra expensive thing to the cloud vendors. So that's why pay as you go of options we have in cloud providers, and that's why these things important for us to understand. So we have this model pay as use model. This gives the benefit for the expensive and this all is provides us all the services, resource, applications. And also it's a scalable, so it have the auto scaling options. So anytime user can increase the hardware utilization, and they can decrease also. And third one is the important one, so that you can say so cloud offers more resources and more accessible freedom of the apps, and also it offers so we can say we have a lot of other benefits too, but we can say that this is the so user can access the app all over the internet on the cloud, and I can say that user can access data more reliable and more securely. And then we have to understand that it provides load balancing. What is mean by load balancing? Load balancing means it's a concept that if one cloud server fails, another cloud server will give you the resource. So that is the load balancing is all about. And the load balancing is the one of the most highest level of infrastructure services what we have, because no one knows about what's going on in the cloud server, what's going on inside the cloud server, because most of the cloud vendors does not allow to come over their networks, and anyone can visually see what is going on inside the cloud. So this is not something possible though, but the cloud provides us the on-demand scalability, reliability, and availability, and also as we required the security. So that's why everything is all over the network. So it's also, as I forgot to say, it also supports on-demand self-services. So anything we want, we can go rapidly, we can access it, so no need to ask anyone and those things. So that's things. So we have some disadvantages of cloud too. The problems. What are the clouds? We have also the first problem we can say is called something called lock-in. What is mean by this lock-in? Because you can see it is very difficult for customers or end user to switch one cloud provider to another. It results in dependency on particular cloud provider for service. So there's a lock-in is something difficult to do that, because suppose I have registered my networks with Google Cloud servers. So suppose unfortunately I don't want local cloud server, so I can switch over to my Amazon Web Service. So I want to switch over to another cloud. So it's very difficult for me to do that, because they will not allow, because if I doing the such things, it result in dependency on the particular, because I need to learn all those cloud options again. I need to deploy all my applications, all my backups to the cloud. So it makes me more tremendous task as overburden on me. So it's a lock-in concept problem is in the cloud. And also there are a lot of risk actually cloud computing, because I accept that cloud computing is a great innovation in the world of things, world of computers, but there also exists downsiders of cloud computing. And one more problem what we have is for security and privacy. And when it comes to security and privacy, because you can see security and privacy is something, it is the biggest problem, biggest concern about cloud, because since the data management, infrastructure management in cloud is provided by maybe third party, it is always a risk of hand over some sensitive information to such providers, because the cloud computing vendors ensure both secure protected passwords. So all actually what the security they are giving for us to protect your data, only the username and password, that's all. So apart from username password, there is no extra security that I have seen that I can go for more protection. So security and privacy, I am not 100% guarantee. I cannot give 100% guarantee that the security and privacy they are maintaining as 100% level. But it is a because this is a big problem. Once again, can raise in cloud, because suppose I have registered my own adjacents to a Google or Amazon Web Services. I will thinking so I will always thinking that my data is securely and is scalably maintained by AWS. But I don't know, actually maybe the AWS or some other cloud vendors they can manage my data by in the hands of some third-party vendors. See, so it is always risk to hand over sensitive information to such providers. So I cannot believe them 100%. But as far as this concern, so because also all cloud computing vendors ensure more secure passwords protected accounts. So that's the any type of security will ensure risk of clients and businesses. So we can say that security and privacy maybe we have less in cloud computing. And third, we can say isolation failure, because the risk involves of failures of isolation mechanism that separate storage memory routing between the different customers that may be different. So isolation failure is a one more problem we have in cloud. And fourth one is we have management interface compromise. This is another problem, because in case of public cloud provider, because the end user management interface are accessible through the internet. Suppose I got problems, flood comes, or some earthquake comes, or some disaster, natural disaster comes here, so I cannot access my data. So I can access my data only by through the internet. So if I don't have internet connection that is connected with my system, so obviously I cannot be able to access a single management interface from those cloud vendors. Let's say one more problem what we have, that is management interface. And next problem is insecure or incomplete data deletion. This is the I can say so here you can say incomplete and insecure data deletion. Actually, see, it is possible that the data requested for deletion may not be get deleted in cloud. For example, suppose I'm working for AWS, or my data, my systems has moved to cloud, and suppose some unconsecutive I'm leaving cloud, so I am just requesting them to delete my data that is very serious, and that is very confidential. So what they will do, suppose they will crush my hard disk, or they will just delete all over my data. So it is possible that the data requested or deletion may not be get deleted. It happens either because they may have some extra copies of data stored but are not available, or disk destroyed and stores data from other tenants. So I cannot 100% sure that insecure of data deletion is the one that we can say in cloud. So these are some problems what we getting regularly in the cloud, and these are some benefits. Hope you understand this one. Okay, so today that's why I explained you the basic things of the cloud, and what are things we need to understand. So before going that, we are going to understand few basic things also. Next, we have to understand few things about this also. Virtualization. Virtualization, one of the most high demand services running in the cloud. Why? Because I'm telling, because virtualization is a concept of how you are just deploying an operating system inside a cloud, because there is no single piece of attraction from your system side to cloud. So that is why the virtualization is take place a vital role inside the cloud. Suppose you are in Amazon Web Services or maybe any cloud vendor. So obviously the basic rules of the system is what? First, we need to have the operating system, in order to access those services. If we need operating system, how we deploy operating system in cloud? That is something impossible for us to do that. So that is why cloud vendors, what they have done, they have simplified the concept of virtualization deployed inside the cloud. Anytime you want to launch any operating system, you can launch any operating system. That may be Windows or maybe Linux or maybe any operating system that is running. So you can use the virtualization is the layer. It's a emulation layer between cloud and the end user. So suppose I am launching some Windows operating system, a Windows Server 2016 or 2012. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to log into my cloud vendor security username password, and then I'm going to launch some instance. Inside that instance, I'm going to launch operating system as I want. So I can launch Linux or Windows, anything is that. So once I launch the operating system inside that, I can be able to use those operating systems if in efficient manner. So that is the virtualization take a core part in the network of the cloud. So we need to understand the virtualization process first, because virtualization is the because virtualization is the one that is this concept is for just sharing the what is the hardware. Maybe hardware means, I mean, maybe CPU, maybe RAM, or maybe processor, or maybe storage. Everything is shared between a virtual cloud server as well as the user. I can say it's a so it's a emulation layer between user and cloud vendors. And via virtualization, we can able to access any operating system what we need. So can say user can and this virtualization is a emulation layer, as I told, but virtualization is not a small topic, because virtualization is a big topic. Sorry, but here from upcoming class I will be discussing more about the virtualization and all those processes. So now let me explain you what is virtualization, because virtualization is something you because you people have maybe understand about some virtualization applications called VMware, maybe Hyper-V, or maybe Oracle VirtualBox. So first of all, we're going to see two things. What is virtualization? And second thing is what virtualization doing in cloud. See, the virtualization means it refers to act of creating a virtual rather than actual version of something. So including everything is virtual today. Network is virtual, LAN adapter is virtual, storage is virtual, operating system is virtual, everything is virtual. So that's why it is including everything as a virtual. So virtualization is we can say that it is a copy of one complete CPU. We can say it is a copy of complete CPU, and we can able to say this virtualization. Without virtualization, I cannot able to access any a single of the resource inside my cloud. So because all the services, those things running in cloud, they form the virtualization groups. So virtualization groups means what? It is a set of things, that it is a architecture layer that we can say we have two types of architecture: x86, x64. x86 means I can able to say that it's a 32-bit hardware. x64 means this is a 64-bit hardware, and we're going to understand that. See, because as a business challenges, what we have the confronting, we have, because today IT today cost, because running there, and IT today is running cost effective utilizations of IT infrastructure is become new business initiatives because of this virtualization. And this virtualization is the one which is that is something that that is something. Every virtual means what? That is not physically exist, but it is running inside our network. So that is the virtualization topic, is the one that this is a virtual. I cannot use, I can sense it is running, but the thing is I cannot I cannot physically not exist, but it is exist virtually. So the virtualizations are two types. We have something called hosted virtualization, and we have bare metal. So virtual, what is? Let me tell you what is virtualization. So in virtualizations, we have a lot of virtualization softwares. What we have in, I can say, VMware, Hyper-V. We have Oracle VirtualBox. There's some virtualizations. In this, the VMware is the top level company who gives a right resource for virtualization. So how this virtualization works generally, I'm talking now generally, and then I'm going to talk how virtualizations is important in cloud. See, the VMware, Hyper-V, VirtualBox, all those stuffs works, give the service of virtualization, and they all communicate via one component, important component called hypervisor. This is the important one. So hypervisor. So what is hypervisor? Hypervisor is the one that is intermediate service between physical OS and virtual OS. Actually, the basic thing is, so suppose I have a hardware. So below hardware, I have hypervisor, and hypervisor is going to communicate with my physical OS. This is the one. Next one is hardware. I have physical OS and hypervisor. So after this I have virtual machines. So the hardware, physical OS, hypervisor, virtual. This is one, not only hardware, hypervisor, then physical OS, then virtual machines. So this hypervisor is important one to here to understand. Because hypervisor gives you freedom of installing n number of virtual machines inside your system, and that's where the hypervisor is important. Because I'm going to show you a few demos about this virtual machines. See, virtual machines are two types. One virtual machine we can run in cloud, and the virtual machine running without cloud. So with cloud, so all the Amazon Web Services, all our Google, or you can say Workspace, everything they have cloud. And one is without cloud. Without cloud means I'm talking about privately you deployed these softwares called VMware, or you can have Hyper-V, or etc. So these things are there. What we have cloud. In cloud, these things will work automatically. Without cloud, we have to configure VM Hyper-V or on the other virtualization softwares too. So that's why this Amazon Web Service, Google Rackspace, everything, they have centralized everything for users. See, the storage is virtualized. See, this OS is virtualized. What are things is virtualized given by a cloud vendor. OS is virtualized, and then storage is virtualized, and then network is virtualized, backup, cloning, and also we can say uh, actually that is cloning, network, backup, storage, operating system, and also it is virtualized, the concept, and also cloud is also virtualized. So what are the services the cloud vendors provides us? It has been drafted through virtualization. It's because storage, where is storage? I can say my Amazon data center running in United States, North Virginia, and one storage is running in my United States West, and one storage is running St. Paulo, and one storage is running in Asia Pacific, Singapore. So I cannot run behind on those data centers. So what I will do, I will virtualize because they have cloud vendors has done all virtualized. So OS, storage, network backup, everything is virtualized. Just a single piece of interconnection you need to access those virtualized classes. All we need to do, if you go to any cloud vendor in the network, so first you need to register. First you need to register your details to them, because then the first process is account information. Second process is you need to purchase some servers inside those vendors. So actually in this case of Amazon Web Services, they have a lot of servers to purchase from the user point of view. So we have something called T1.micro, T2.micro, and then nano small and large, all those things. So that's those servers we need to purchase from those vendors. When you purchase those servers from those vendors, suppose I'm going here, you can see. I went to google.com. Here you can see this is the regions of those Amazon Web Service availability zone is concerned. And then here you can see this is the general purpose servers, nano, micro, small, medium, and large. You can see the processor, you can see the memory storage, and you can see this is elastic block storage, EBS, and this is the payment method of those per hour. You can use it to have this one. You can see here. So we need to purchase. You can see there's we have 256 GB of RAM and 64 processors. So this is the large server what we have here in this, and you have to pay $3.447 per hour for if you want to purchase this server from the Amazon Web Service. So we have auto scaling options in AWS, so we can able to scale everything what we want. So that's why I told we need to purchase based on your purchase of your hardware. That's almost is virtualized. So your storage, network backup, everything is virtualized by cloud vendor. So virtualization is a cost-effective one because it does not give you breakhead on those expensive going high and high and high, and also it is cost effective and it is more reliable. And the thing is if you go virtualized option, you because you have freedom of access any of the resource, and those 32-bit and x86 and x64 architectures, that is compatibility problems will be solved. So this we have a 32-bit hardware and also a 64-bit. Nowadays we don't have any 32-bit because we got 64-bit, and the 64-bit is all in this 65% of the 64-bit concepts has been drafted to virtualizations, because virtualization is the one which is a huge talk now in the cloud, because if we want to go purchase any server, as I told, if you want to purchase or install any OS, you're going to configure network, you're going to store any data in the storages, or like everything is virtualized in cloud, and that's why they are top level and they are accessing those services, and end user will get a lot of benefits from that. Okay, so we have two types of virtualization. What we have, one is hosted and one is bare metal. Yeah, this is two type virtualization, and hosted means actually the thing is you can install and run some applications, and this hosted one, actually this is the one which is, we can say, this option. There's a hardware, and this we have a operating system, and then directly we can able to access the virtual machine. And second one is this is because virtualization is the one which is we can say hosted means, as I told, we have hardware and we have x86 or x64 architecture, and it is something connected with our hypervisor and virtualization. And then we go for bare metal. Bare metal means directly it is communicated with VMware, that is virtualization layer, and we have huge amount of services what the operating system is running. So that is this. If you have hosted, it installs and run application, and second, it depends on host operating system for device support and physical resource management. And comes for bare metal, it is the learn virtualization centric kernel and service console for agents on helper applications. That's why these two things are there in our two types of virtualization, bare metal and hosted. And the hypervisor is one of the important topic here. You need to understand, because hypervisor architecture is the first layer of software. Hence, since it has direct access to hardware resource, and hypervisor is more efficient and enable greater scalability, robustness, and performance. Because that's why the hypervisor is. So that's why this all the cloud vendors, they used to go for this VMware solutions, maybe storage, maybe network, maybe servers, anything is all we can do virtualized, and we can transform everything into virtualized, and we can individually, anyone can run the resource and they run this operating system in virtual machines. So also virtualization provides infrastructure, and it used to decrease cost and increase efficiencies and responses. So this is how this virtual concept is we have in this network. Okay, so I think today I have given a talk on just the fundamentals of cloud computing, and the next section I'm going to give fundamental things on Amazon Web Services, how the Amazon Web Services is built on those SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, and how Amazon Web Services maintain in public, private, hybrid, and community cloud. And then I'm going to teach you how to overcome the problems of the cloud vendors, what I discussed today. And then I'm going to teach you how this virtualization management is working inside an Amazon Web Services. So all those stuffs, I think we're going to continue tomorrow. And that's all for today. And if you have any issues or you have any doubts, you can go on right now. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, seems like everyone is clear about what I explained today. You can send me chat message also, no problem. Okay, thank you for coming today, and we'll be continuing our session tomorrow same time. Thanks for coming, and you will be getting this recorded version of this part of the class, the first part of the class today, what we have gone through. You will be getting these recorded sessions via your mail ID. Thank you so much for coming.